the funeral of Jayland Walker, which took place yesterday in Akron, Ohio. A number of people obviously were there. Akron Mayor Dan Horrigan and Police Chief Steve Mylett resumed their daily press conferences today. Chief Mylett was asked when the names of the officers involved in Walker's death would be released. Of course, Jayland Walker was shot. 90 shots were fired at him, 60 hitting him. Here's what the chief said.
I was under the impression at the conclusion of the grand jury's findings that the Attorney General's office would release that. I have been challenged with that answer, so we're trying to get a clear direction from the Attorney General's office. I am not releasing their names. Again, I've been very clear on this. Our officers have been threatened. Akron's officers have been threatened. And I'm not trying to hide anything or anything like that, but we all, the mayor, myself, the deputy mayor, we have a responsibility to provide a safe and secure place for all people in Akron. We also have that responsibility for our employees. And I believe based on the threats that have been made against our officers, releasing their names would only increase the level of threats against them. And I'm afraid people, some people may act on those threats. And I'm going to do everything in my power to ensure that doesn't happen.
So you protect the officers, but you don't protect Jayland Walker. Gotcha. Joining me now, Jayland's cousin, Pastor Robert DeJournett from Akron, and the Walker family attorney, Bobby DiCello from Cleveland. Bobby, first of all, let me start with you. Is there any type of law in Ohio that says that the chief doesn't have to release it? So is he just choosing on his own not to release their names?
Oh, he's choosing on his own not to release the names. He's using the excuse of a threat to an officer to do that. Look, no one involved in Jayland's case on our side, the family side, wants to see anyone harmed. And so the most important thing to focus on right now is what you pointed out. They are protecting each other. They are not and have not been interested in apologizing, initiating immediate changes by installing dash cams, or doing any other immediate policy moves that would give this family, the family I love and represent, the kind of comfort in knowing that the city is serious about taking accountability for the over 90 bullets that they shot at Jayland, and over 60 of which hit him. So yeah, we're not happy about the situation with the chief making that excuse.
When you hear that, Robert, just what comes to mind?
Frustrated, very, very frustrated, because this is my family we're talking about. And, and I work with the city, in a lot of work that I do. And I'm just so frustrated with this because I want to protect my family. Our family want answers. So whatever it is that our family, the resolution that our family needs, that's what I really want. I'm just frustrated, man, and try not to allow my flesh, which I'm in the flesh right now, to and the anger that I feel to come out in a negative way.
This lack of information, Bobby, is obviously concerning to all. For folks who have not been following this story, what actually happened here? How did we arrive at this point where 8 cops fired 90 shots at one man?
What happened, Roland, is that the officers lost control. Period. End of story. And the reason they lost control was they began to pursue Jayland, and their adrenaline started to flow. And then they issued a call of shots, plural, fired, which was wrong. At no time did Jayland fire a weapon at any officer, and no video, and there are 13 of them, at no time do you see a gun pointed at any officer, and that is extremely important. We also believe that they sent out a code which suggests that an officer was in danger, which again was an overreaction to the circumstances. All they had to do was call off the chase. and Jayland would be here today. In any event, what they did was they pursued him. They then blocked off the streets, leaving him nowhere to go. He ran from his vehicle, and while he was running away, 10 officers used force, not 8. We've got to get that clear. The first 2 used tasers, non-lethal force, and they missed. And had they made their mark, Jayland would be here today. But they missed, and Jayland continued to run. And as he continued to run, he faced over 90 bullets. And that's what took him down, over 60 of which wounded him and killed him.
What is strange here, this is one of those things we often talk about here, Robert, when someone is running away. I mean, first of all, you have someone's vehicle, you have someone's address, you have their name, you know how to find them. I mean, deadly force is deadly. I mean, you don't come back from death, you know, and we keep seeing these things happen where officers choose deadly force when they don't have to.
Not just deadly force, but excessive deadly force. And, you know, that shouldn't happen to anyone, regardless of, especially Jayland didn't have a record. I would have thought they would look up his license plates, see that, you know, he's no threat. And he was, you know, we saw the video. I know he was scared and he ran. And, you know, regardless of what they say happened before then, no one deserves to be shot down like that.
Have you heard anything from the DA, Bobby? Are they actually, I mean, is there a real investigation? Are they moving forward with presenting anything to the grand jury?
Roland, we've not been contacted by any investigative agencies. We don't expect to. Here's what I expect. And let's remember, during the actual press conference that the chief put together, the superintendent for the Bureau of Criminal Investigation sat in the front row with the officers from the city of Akron. So what do I think is going to happen? Well, I think they're going to do an investigation. They're going to end up blaming Jayland, and then they're going to end up either finding no reason to prosecute these officers, or they're going to try to come up with a neutral position for others to argue about. And so we are going to issue our recommendations for this prosecution in the coming days. It'll be a multi-step plan that we would urge the governor to apply in this case, and certainly the attorney general to follow. We believe that the existing setup, which would put this case in the hands of the local prosecutor, is the wrong approach.
All right, then. We certainly are going to continue to watch this case. Bobby DiCello, as well as Mr. DeJournett. I certainly appreciate it, Robert. Thank you so very much. And again, condolences to the family.
Thank you so much, Roland, for continuing to do what you do. You do it well.
I appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
All right, folks, back to that Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
Oh, no punches!
I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?